Dungeons 3 is a strategy game heavily inspired by Dungeon Keeper. I want to say straight away that it's not a straight one-to-one remake for modern systems, but it does its own thing and is better for it. For the young'uns who've never played or even heard of Dungeon Keeper, it was a game where you played the bad guy in a dungeon crawl RPG. You build a dungeon with rooms for your various monsters to eat, sleep and work in, and build traps to help keep those annoying heroes from taking your gold and destroying your dungeon heart. Dungeons 3 has 3 territory branches: Horde, Undead and Demons. Each type of monster works in different rooms, and while each tree is somewhat self-sufficient, they also complement each other in different ways, such as Demons being ranged units and Horde being melee, or the Undead Prison being used to keep people alive for the Demon's torture room. One of the unique features of Dungeons 3 is the ability to send monsters topside. This plays like an RTS where you destroy buildings and claim areas of the map. This adds a lot to the game and makes so much sense that it's kind of amazing that it was never done before. The campaign is fairly long, with 15 missions that each typically take 1 to 2 hours to beat, and is constantly adding new units, buildings and gimmicks to keep things interesting. There are optional side objectives and a surprisingly robust skirmish mode. The randomized skirmish maps don't feel that different from each other, but there's lots of options to customize the game and even extra scenarios to play. I've played Dungeons 3 for over 50 hours if Steam is to be believed. As for flaws, if I were to nitpick, I would say that some of the units like the Banshee and the Vampire are underpowered and not really useful. But the game's biggest problem is the writing. It's a comedy, and while it did get the occasional smirk out of me, most of the jokes are just unfunny references and fourth wall breaks. It also cops out and makes the heroes act like villains. Overall, I give Dungeons 3 a recommendation. It's fun, has a fair bit of content, and it stands on its own without having to rely on nostalgia from the game that inspired it. It goes on sale fairly often and is worth picking up.